It's such an exciting night, such a thrill to be being face to face with such dignitaries. I'm sure everybody's very excited to hang out, to spend some time, to catch up, to solve some global problems, of which there are many to face right now. So I'll give everybody a minute to find their spaces, find their places, maybe meet everybody in your table, and let's get this started. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Lilia Luciano. I'm a national correspondent and anchor at CBS News. I'm originally from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Even though we are not a country, we consider ourselves to be one, and we have a long, long history with many of the institutions and organizations here. I started about 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago, counting on the resources, the sourcing, the expertise of the Inter-American Dialogue. Today I was checking my email and taking a look at how far back the emails go, not just Jean's letters and newsletters, but the real connections. And at around that time, I was researching the war on drugs, particularly in Colombia. I did my first documentary, Wars of Others, on drug policy. And everyone I talked to at that time pointed me at one institution that held the minds and the wisdom and the contacts and the context for this theme. And the dialogue invited me to take part in a roundtable with former President Cesar Gaviria, with General Oscar Naranjo, with some of the people who had crafted the very policies that I was researching, and some of the people who wanted to dissolve them. And what I found fascinating was to be in a room where people who had such diverging opinions and perspectives could dialogue, could talk to each other, could listen, could come to agreements. And at this time, where agreement and consensus seems like a far, far away dream, I am thrilled to be in this room. I'm honored to take part of this event, of this gala, and to once again connect with somebody who stands at the intersection of all of the themes and all of the topics that I've been covering for a very long time. Everything from migration to the many climate crises I've covered to gender equality. And that is the president and CEO of the Inter-American Dialogue, an organization that is spearheaded, that is led by a woman, and that is an important fact to note. Let's allow, and also co-chaired by a woman. It is an organization that is truly mission-oriented, deeply committed to advancing democracy, shared prosperity, and social equity. Tonight's gala will focus on democratic governance, on social inclusion, on migrant integration, on the importance of elevating and centering the voices of women, and of achieving race and gender equity and equality. You'll hear that from our honorees tonight and from the many esteemed presenters. And so, it is my distinct honor to introduce the president and CEO of the Dialogue, whose vision, distinguished career, and vast experience across the hemisphere in senior level government leadership and also in academia have been key in advancing the Dialogue's goals of fostering democratic governance, shared prosperity, and social equity, not just in Latin America and the Caribbean, but far beyond those borders. Please welcome Dr. Rebecca Bill Chavez.
Thank you, Lilia. Welcome, everyone. Good evening. I want to start just with a huge thank you to everyone in this room. You are what makes our work possible. It's your partnership, your advice, your support, and your friendship. That is what really fuels the work of the Dialogue. What I'd like to do is briefly share some thoughts about the Dialogue's future, but also the future of the Americas. First, I want to highlight that the Dialogue is fundamentally a mission-driven organization. We are committed, as Lilia said, to advancing democratic governance, shared prosperity, and social equity across the hemisphere. We exist to advance the collective interests of the Americas, to face the challenges, but also to embrace the many opportunities. Concretely, this means our programs focus on some of the most pressing issues, and I hope you all have the opportunity to interact with our amazing program directors tonight. Education, migration, the energy transition and climate, the rule of law and democracy, and the relationship between Asia and Latin America and the Caribbean. We're also an incubator of initiatives and ideas. Recently, we've launched 2 that we hope to grow. One on women and girls. Currently, we're focused on women's economic empowerment, and a cities initiative that looks at the subnational level for innovative solutions and policies. Second, the dialogue is a truly hemisphere-wide community that embraces the incredible diversity of this region. And this has always been a source of integrity and strength for the dialogue. A majority of our members are from outside of the United States, and our plan is to continue to grow and to strengthen this robust network and establish a greater presence outside of the United States. Third, our mission drives us to create impact. We are a convener and an agenda center, and we're proud to host dialogues with the region's leaders. But we also craft effective and impactful responses to the key challenges and opportunities, and we facilitate action to unlock meaningful change. Since last year's Gala, we've increased our impact on the ground in areas such as financial inclusion, digital connectivity, and the protection of migrant children. We understand that we are more interconnected than ever, and we face fast-evolving new issues that transcend borders, from climate change to health crises, that require transformative collaboration through deep regional engagement, making the work of the dialogue more vital than ever. On the economic front, we see a massive move toward greater regional integration of supply chains and the provision of services and other economic inputs. There is a lot of work to be done here, from broader industrial cooperation matters, trade, the growing digital economy, and also growing entrepreneurship, which are top of mind as AI and other emerging technologies create opportunities, and all of which can help lay down the foundation for inclusive and sustainable growth and for shared prosperity. So tonight, as you consider your work with the dialogue, I ask you to think about how we can work together to continue to move forward the collective interests of our hemisphere. Tonight's program is a reflection of the dialogue's mission and values. As a team, we worked really hard to make sure that we had a focus on defending democracy and on social inclusion. And tonight's dinner is taking place at the Organization of American States, which I highlight because of the shared interests between the OAS and the dialogue and our shared history. In fact, the dialogue's very first gala happened at the OAS. We are so fortunate and honored to have our keynote speaker, Guatemalan President-elect Bernardo Arévalo, here tonight. His election demonstrates that there is still a strong commitment to democracy in the region, and that voters will elect leaders committed to fighting corruption and to strengthening the rule of law. But the situation in Guatemala remains tense and uncertain. The courts and the Attorney General have drawn widespread criticism for their attempts to undermine the democratic process and subvert the will of the Guatemalan people. It is critical that the hemisphere supports efforts to uphold the democratic process in Guatemala. And on this matter, I want to commend the role of the Organization of American States, but also of you, Secretary General Almagro, who is here with us tonight. Thank you so much. In addition to President-elect Arévalo, tonight we honor 2 exceptional leaders who are dedicated to advancing social inclusion. Jamila Ribeiro, who, as you'll hear, has done groundbreaking work in gender and racial equality and inclusion in Brazil. And Jaime Pumarejo, the mayor of Barranquilla, whose work on migrant inclusion can inform cities across the Americas, including in the United States. It is possible to integrate migrants and to welcome them. I'd like to thank our board co-chairs, Ambassador Tom Shannon and President Laura Chinchilla, and our amazing, amazing board of directors, who I'll see again tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. sharp. So we'll have plenty of coffee for you and aspirin if you need it. Thank you also to the Gala and the President's leadership committees, and much, much gratitude to our generous sponsors who you see listed in the program. We're so proud to have such a diverse group of sponsors. Without you, the dialogue couldn't operate, and with you, we have great ideas, partnerships, and support. On behalf of the dialogue, I want to welcome the ambassadors from across the Americas. We stand ready to continue working with you, and also to thank the many U.S. government officials that are here with us this evening. And thank you to the incredible dialogue team, whose expertise and passion are what make the dialogue stand out. I want to give a special thanks to the dialogue team, Lydia DeVos, Elizabeth Belair, Bernarda Herrin, and Hema Givens. A very mighty team. It's small, but it's mighty, and they are behind this evening's event. And finally, thanks again to everyone here. We are so deeply grateful for your support and for your partnership, and we look forward to future collaboration. Thank you.